Hello, welcome to Sense of School of Life Sciences. Today, we shall talk about respiration as an amphibolic pathway. The term amphibolic, amphi means both. That is, an amphibolic pathway is a biochemical reaction which involves both anabolic and catabolic pathways, that is, synthetic and degradative processes. Some of the examples for amphibolic pathway are glycolysis, Krebs cycle, HMP shunt, gluconeogenesis, etc. The Krebs cycle is the most prominent example of an amphibolic pathway. Now we can study Krebs cycle or citric acid cycle as an example for amphibolic pathway. Please see the figure. Glucose is the respiratory substrate in glycolysis. In glycolysis, glucose is broken down into two pyruvate molecules. Then it is converted into acetyl coenzyme A. First, we can study the catabolic part in citric acid cycle. Acetyl coenzyme A in citric acid cycle is oxidized to carbon dioxide and along with the formation of NADs, FADs2 and GTP. This is the catabolic part in citric acid cycle. This basic thing everybody knows well. About the anabolic part, many intermediates in the citric acid cycle like citrate, alpha-ketoglutarate, succinyl coenzyme B, oxalate acetate, etc. acts as precursors for the synthesis of many other biomolecules. This is the anabolic part. For example, citrate used for the synthesis of fatty acids and glycerol. Similarly, alpha-ketoglutarate can be converted to amino acids, amino acid like glutamate by transamination. The glutamate in turn can leave mitochondria and serve as precursor for several other amino acids. Succinyl coenzyme A is the precursor of porphyrins, heme, chlorophyll, etc., whereas oxaloacetate can form aspartate and other amino acids and also glucose. Thus, citric acid cycle involves both the catabolic and anabolic processes, and hence it is an amphibolic pathway. Now we can solve certain MCQs. Why is the Krebs cycle referred to as an amphibolic pathway? It only synthesizes complex molecules. It is used exclusively for the breakdown of glucose. It functions in both the catabolism and anabolism. It occurs only in the presence of oxygen. It is very simple question. Answer is C. Which intermediate of the Krebs cycle is used as a precursor for the amino acid synthesis? Citrate, alpha-ketoglutarate, fumarate, and malate. Answer is B. Alpha-ketoglutarate. Another question. Why is now in traditional beliefs, respiration was considered purely catabolic. Why is it now considered amphibolic? A. Because respiratory intermediates are exclusively used for energy. B. Because respiratory intermediates are utilized for the biosynthesis of cellular components. C. Because it only occurs in mitochondria. Then because it is entirely independent of photosynthesis. Answer is B. Because respiratory intermediates are utilized for the biosynthesis of cellular components also. Which of the following is not an amphibolic pathway? Glycolysis, Krebs cycle, pentose phosphate pathway, beta oxidation of fatty acid. Answer is D. Beta oxidation of fatty acid. One more question. The term amphibolic pathway was coined to describe metabolic processes that handle both synthesis and degradation. Who coined this term? Hans Krebs, B. Davis, M. Dunn, then Meyerhoff. Answer is B. Davis. Okay. more questions I shall give you in practice test. Thank you.